Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Organic herbs and botanicals, skincare and edibles, wellness for body and mind. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. Ronald Records. From indie gems to classic hits, discover the heart of local music. With live shows all the time, up close and personal, and regular releases on their in-house label. Ronald Records. Supporting the community, one track at a time. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Again, shout out The Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
What's up with y'all, man? This is RomeoTheSinger.
Hello.
What's up with it?
Yo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about, who you are, where you're from, what you do. Give us that Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
For sure. My name is RomeoTheSinger, like I just said, born and raised in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, man, I just love music. I'm an R&B singer. I make great music.
Hell yeah. And what got you started in music initially?
What got me started into music really was church. I grew up singing in church. Choir. I probably made my first song or sang my first song around the age of 4. So
okay,
I just
you just been in it.
Since the start. Looking up to my mom and my aunties and all my family members. So
okay, so you just had a household full.
Yeah, a household full of singers, and we sing to this day. So
I dig that. I bet family reunions are real fun.
Oh, for real.
Hell yeah. And then what got you as you were getting older to segue more into R&B and such?
I'll say my models, my idols. I mean, just the ones that I've looked up to, like Chris Brown, Eric Bellinger, Tanks, and Ushers, all the the known singers. Just how they conduct themselves and carry themselves. It just made me I could do something like that. I want to do something like that. And I just love to sing.
Yeah, I dig that.
Make music. Yeah.
And when was the first time you recorded yourself?
My first recorded song is crazy. 13 years old. It was through SEI. Shout out SEI.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in a studio class. SEI got me locked in. Made my first recording song at 13 years old and made a video and everything. So that was an experience.
Well, we actually have it right here. No, that'd be some Nardwar stuff for sure. All right. Now, before we get into more of what you do in the present day, I do have a couple foundation questions I like to check in with everybody on. And this first one, it's one we ask early, it's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
My first album that I bought with my own money, I'll say, hold on, let me think. What's the one that with Chris Brown on it with the white on?
Oh man, I'm the worst with album names.
Hold on. Which one is that? I don't even know, but I know it was a Chris Brown album.
Okay.
What is it called? Look, I'm drawing a blank.
It's all good. If you think of it later, text me and it'll have appeared on the screen.
We're going to put it at the bottom, but it was definitely a Chris Brown album.
Hell yeah, I dig that. And then what was one of the first live shows you ever went to that was specifically one you wanted to go to?
My first live show, I got to see, what's his name? That I personally
you were I want to go to this.
I got to see Lucky Day,
Oh damn, okay.
That was great,
Yeah.
Came to the Roseland Theater, I believe. Yep, and did his thing. So that was a lit experience.
I think there are a couple of people who've been on the show who have been to that exact same one.
Yeah. Lucky Day go crazy.
Man, I bet that was wild. Do you remember who else was on the bill with him?
It was him. It was Jordan. I want to say her name was Jordan something, but it was just him and her. He had his own tour going on. So
hell yeah, that's rad.
Yeah. It's
And
lit.
then before we officially get into you in the present day, do you have a defining moment where you decided you wanted to take music more seriously?
My defining moment definitely was like, again, through SCI. I had a talent show, and I combined like a whole bunch of hip hop songs. I mean, new era songs with old school songs, and it just went so crazy, and the crowd was feeling it, and it just felt so natural, and it just felt so right being on stage and performing in front of, you know, my peers and everybody that, you know, normally I'm around and looked up to me, and I looked up to them, and, you know, all my coordinators and stuff. So that was just a great experience and a great time to just be a part of, you know, getting E40 to come to the, you know, shows and stuff. Yeah, they had Casey Veggies coming to the talent shows, but I'll say like the SCI talent shows probably was my defining moments to be like, okay, I really can do this, and I'm gonna stick to it for sure.
Oh yeah, that's rad. That's wild.
No,
Did you get to like meet E40?
No, definitely met E40. The time E40 came, I sung "A Change Is Gonna Come." I was so mad because like he don't want to hear no change is gonna come. But
I mean, I'm sure he appreciates.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
it was a good show, and I definitely sang well. But E40, I could have came harder for
fair,
40. You feel me?
Well,
but
E, if you're watching,
the time is now.
Yeah, let's come back. We'll do another one.
It's lit.
Oh yeah, but now let's go ahead and let's get on into you in the present day. We are going to get a super easy one out of the way. How'd you pick the name?
Man, I'm a singer, and my name is Romeo. My government name is actually Romeo. So,
okay, very on the nose.
On the nose with it. Yeah, Romeo the singer. So I sing, and my name is Romeo.
Perfect. Hey, I got easy one to remember, easy one to respond to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I always think it's crazy when people have like artist names that are like actual names, but it's not their actual names, and you're like, what do you do in public?
Tyler, the Creator.
Oh yeah,
his name?
Yeah.
No, hold on. No, Travis Scott.
Is Travis Scott's real name not Travis?
I don't think his name.
Whoa,
is Travis Scott.
Whoa, we'll have to look. Somebody put that in the comments. That's an interesting one. I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes
Kendrick Lamar. I don't think Kendrick Lamar's name is Kendrick Lamar either.
You're unraveling all this for me.
I could be just talking too, but
again, I'm excited to see what the comments are on this one now. Like I said, everybody put it in the bottom. Let's know if it's fact or not.
Look,
but now let's go ahead and let's talk about your writing process a little bit. And we're going to break it up into chunks, but we're going to start right at the beginning.
Yeah.
When you get inspired, you're ready to make music. What are some of the things you do to get a track started?
Well, normally I start with the beat because I'm really into beats. I think that's like my main thing that I actually like about the music is the beats. That's the main thing that's going to catch people too. So definitely start with the beat. Then come up with like a little rhythm to the beat. So I'm mainly freestyling. I'm really not even writing at this point.
Okay.
So all my songs, majority of them is probably starting from a freestyle or me just going on the track and just feeling it. So it's going to definitely start with the beat though. Start with the beat and then I'm getting like my flow.
Okay.
Go with the beat.
Do you make the beat? Do you get them from the internet? Do you got people you get them from?
All types of ways. Yeah, from the internet, YouTube, from my homies that make beats and my friends and stuff. I ain't necessarily made a beat on my own, which I want to get into. So that's like a process. But
now, because you were in the program, do you have like a handful of people that you just like go to?
Yeah, I got a gang of people. Shout out Ike. Shout out my man's Nero. Shout out Fredo.
Yeah, hell yeah, I dig that. And then once you get a track or once you get a beat picked out, like you said, I know you mainly freestyle at least to get it started. At a certain point, do you switch over to writing it down, or do you just kind of like record it and then go back and like memorize it and then keep going from there?
I always say I memorize it like as I go on, punch ins, and then I'll memorize it and reline it if it don't like sound right or if it's not, up to par as the rest of the song. But I just really like run over the track. Like I'm just knocking it over the head, freestyling.
Okay.
With stuff, and if it sound good, and I'll just redo it if it don't sound good. So
yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So you're never really putting words down anywhere.
Nah. If it comes to that, it's gotta be like I'm in that type of realm. I'm in that type of like setting.
Yeah. Like trying to make it like super conceptual.
Like the other day, I wrote a song. And I was just sitting on the balcony and I was just chilling. So I was like, I'm about to just write something.
Okay.
Just like my writing process is just like, if I feel like I got something I could say on the beat, I could talk to on the beat, I'm gonna write it out, but
yeah,
I'm more so like a vibe.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. And then once you get a track finished writing, so it doesn't have to be like released per se, but you, like with your format, I guess it would be mainly recorded to a certain point to where you can start memorizing it. How long does it usually take you to feel comfortable enough to perform a track?
The next day, I done made a song, and I'd be like, damn, I perform this tomorrow at a show. Like, feeling comfortable in and out of the song, like knowing the lyrically, I'll say like a week or something. If I'm really digging in and that's the song and I know it's like, rocking and kicking, and I can perform a song in the day.
Damn. Okay. Hell yeah.
So
yeah, I guess with your process, it makes it a little more straightforward to be able to kind of hear it back pretty quickly and learn as you go.
Yep, I'm going. Yeah.
I dig that. Now let's go ahead and let's talk about your music a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we were talking about this off camera. I was digging in on Spotify initially, but there's weird hurdles to jump through at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I decided to jump onto YouTube to check out what you had on there. And from all the music you got on there, and I mean, I kind of sifted through the ones that were just you as well as, there were some other people.
Yeah.
But for all the ones that you were on, you've definitely got a sound.
Yeah.
And like, even from your early stuff all the way to now, there's definitely like a progression through it. Like, you've clearly been on it since the beginning, but like the growth, especially from like Austin Powers to now, like,
it's crazy.
It's definitely some solid work.
Yeah.
And I mean, your tracks are really cool. Like, Toxic was a really good one.
Yeah.
But the one that really stood out to me was Proud of Me.
Proud of Me.
That's
yeah.
a really cool track. Cause like you were locked in. Like, obviously, I mean, the beat was fat. Super big fan.
Shout out Ike. That's Ike.
But also like you put a real message into it. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't just make it another track that lived in the realm. Like, you really tried to like say something with it.
Nice.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate that too.
Yeah. And I mean, again, like I said before, Toxic is also a solid track. That one's more in the realm, but it's definitely a quality jam. And they all have music videos, which I think is rad. But I am curious to know, out of everything you have available, what are some of your favorite tracks of yours to perform?
Definitely by far. Shout out Ty. Shout out what's his name? Shout out Aaron O'Brien. You already know what's going on, but that Play Around is going every time. You heard that Play. Play is my favorite song probably to perform. Proud Kinda. I ain't performed Proud Kinda in a minute, but Proud Kinda is always a fun song to perform because it's so lit. Toxic is a fun song to perform. I just performed my new song, one of my new tracks, and that was a cappella, and it was just so perfect. It's called Think of Me. That's amazing. I love to perform Play. I love to perform Proud Kinda. Proud of Me is a little different.
Yeah. I imagine that was probably not translating the same on stage.
Yeah, but no, definitely play around in Proud Kinda.
Hell yeah, I dig that. Now I want to talk about some music that you're working on, stuff that's not out yet.
Yeah.
What do you got cooking? What can we look forward to as far as like new songs or new sounds as far as what's happening?
As of today, man, I'm working on the tape. I don't necessarily have dates. It's probably gonna come around my birthday time. It was supposed to already be in drop, but it gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm really pouring my heart out on some R&B stuff. It's more like a heartbreak type of album.
Okay.
Stuff like you're really going through in real life times.
Yeah.
So like that Toxic, that's a real life song I was going through at that moment. Proud of Me, that's a real life song that I'm going through, and that's a feeling song. So this whole tape is gonna be what I was going through and what I was feeling. So it's like, dear to me, and it's pure and it's real for real.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
No, definitely.
Now, I noticed on some of your tracks, or at least, again, it was kind of hard to gauge fully, but are you big on features? Is that like a thing you do often?
Yeah, I love features. Anybody want to do a song with me, it's up. But yeah, I make a lot of songs by myself too.
Okay.
I think I'm definitely 90% of the time in the studio alone.
Got it.
But the songs that I do drop, I am a part of a label, Easy Money Records. And I stand with them, and whatever we gonna do it. So.
Oh yeah, I dig that. Now I want to take a moment and I want to kind of zoom out. I want to look at more of music as a whole. What are some of the things about either new music in general, or if you're not somebody who's taken in the new all the time, at the very least something that's new to you that you found recently that you enjoy and you're finding inspiration in at the moment?
I would say just like all the new age music, the feeling in it, like it's not necessarily saturated on lyrics or what the song is saying. It's more so what the beat is giving off and what the beat is making you feel like that. I like the way your body is. Is that too obvious? Okay, I like your confidence. Like it's more so like making you feel a way.
Yeah.
Than necessarily trying to give off a message.
Yeah.
So I feel like this new era, this new age, they got a good way of making people feel a way. We need to get back into the making people feel a way lyrically though. But I love the fact new era, like this new era, they can just make people feel a way. They don't gotta talk about nothing. They can say one word the whole song and you're gonna be gigging and grooving to it because it make you feel good.
Yeah.
So I just love the feel good music.
Yeah. I think music kind of has a way of doing that. Like it'll like there's a wave of like emotions and then a wave of like messages.
Yeah.
Like, like think like go back a little bit to the 80s, like with like Rock Steady.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in that. There's nothing in that, but that is a vibe. That track hits so hard in so many ways.
In every way.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the music video. It's goofy.
Yeah.
It's real. It's just them walking around, vibing to the track.
See?
And then it finishes with them at a show doing the same thing. Yeah, just performing the song that they were walking around doing the music video for. They're just like, let's just finish it on stage.
Yeah.
And that was the whole music video.
Yeah, that's lit. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Yeah. Also, if you have any drummer friends, ask them to try and actually learn the drum beat to the song, because it's definitely like a drum machine song. Yeah. But if they can figure out the actual beat for it, it's crazy. It's so much fun to play. I mean, yeah, for like I said, it's all drum machines for sure. Yeah. But like if you can actually have a drummer like sit down and like figure out it's a super fun pattern to play. It just takes much more of a minute than you think on the initial listen.
For sure.
But that's neither here nor there. That's just a fun little bit because I really like that track. But getting back into it, before we move into the next portion, this next question is probably the densest question in the interview. But we talked about your experience with music, the actions, the reactions. But when it's just you and the music, one-on-one, what does music give back to you?
Man, I think that music really puts me in a line with like everything that I should be doing. Mm-hmm. Like I'm playing the game, no music on, I'm losing. Like it's crazy. No matter what I'm doing, like I'll be playing 2K, I'm losing. I turn a song on, hear my nephew screaming and crying or something, like singing in a way, then I'm gonna be back in tune. Yep. So as soon as music get back in my life, soon as I hear some music, soon as music get played, soon as music get heard, it feel like just my whole everything is just back set straight, And I feel like, that's like therapy for real. It's like mental, solely, and like every type of way is therapeutic to me. So I feel like music is everything.
Yeah. Damn.
For real.
I appreciate the way you put that. That's really cool. Therapy. Thank you so much for sharing that.
For sure.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to some hypothetical questions. For these, guys, the limits, the questions are all made up, so the answers are allowed to be as well. Sure. But this first one is pretty straightforward. Yeah. If you could work with any one person, the only requirement is they have to be alive. Who would you want to work with, and how would you want to work with them?
If I could work with one person, damn, one person. Okay, I would have to say Chris Brown, respectfully. Yeah, and we would definitely be on an R&B track, singing to the females on some take you down type stuff. No, we would be on like do a tape. I'd do a whole tape with Breezy for sure.
That'd be right for sure.
For sure.
And then subsequently, who's a local artist that you're aware of that you haven't gotten to connect with yet, but you would like to?
And locally, I got a lot low key. I'll say Three-Way Half. Shout out him. Oh yeah. Shout out Teaspoon. Still got to get in the booth with you. Shout out Eli. Gotta get in the booth with you just because we just gonna be singing to the girls. You already know the vibe. I feel like I'm missing somebody for real. If I forgot you, you already know the vibe. So it's lit. Yeah.
Well, everybody, you know what to do. At them in the comments.
Cena Wayne for sure.
There we go.
We gotta get on because she too hard.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I've been trying to get her on the show for a minute. She doesn't be responding in the DMs though. I don't know why.
You know, Hollywood, you gotta, we Hollywood, but.
Oh yeah. Sure. Well, like I said, everybody, at them in the comments. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah, let's make it pop.
And then for this next one, like I said before, sky's the limits, and it's pretty literal in this sense. But if you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access or building stability or power, is guaranteed the best lineup, guaranteed the best show. It doesn't have to be a venue. It could be anywhere. Where would you want to perform?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy. Where would I want to perform? It would have to be somewhere like hella open, somewhere it's like nice as hell. Like, bro, that's crazy.
I mean, there are a couple places like that.
This hypothetical, just because this where my mind is at. Mm-hmm. If I was in like the middle of the ocean, like hella boat ships around.
Okay.
Like hella little ass boats. People just came out on little charters and just.
Yeah, like you were performing on like an oil rig and they were all floating around it. They all just had like wireless connection.
We on the water with it.
Yeah, hey, I dig that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And also technically doable.
Yeah.
Episode of this coming soon.
The lineup got to be crazy though.
Yeah.
Tyler on it because Tyler got to sing Water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she
man, yeah, that one's on the everybody on the lineup has to have a water related track.
Literally. Maybe he swim.
Oh man, I'm running. Nope, I'm not doing this out loud. That'd be a wild show though. All right, and then to wrap up the hypothetical questions, if you could get one more album from anybody, they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have not put out an album in 100 years, they could have put out an album yesterday. Who would you want an album from?
If I could get another album, bro, these are some crazy questions. Album? Okay, I'll say a Drake album.
Oh, okay.
But look, like Nothing Was the Same, but like I think Nothing Was the Same was the last album that I bought too. That was probably the first album that I bought. Nothing Was the Same, actually. Talking about Chris Brown. But Nothing Was the Same album, or what's the one? He's sitting at the table. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. He's sitting at the table, but he was on some like R&B, like some lovey-dovey type.
Yeah,
you know?
Man.
We could do a love tape from Future. Cause Future, when he get on like a love tip, like a soft side, cause Future be on some hard shit.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on some other stuff. But every time he get on some soft, like it be hard, it be spinning. So I feel like if he did like a cool little soft tape, a little R&B tape, it'll go hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Future for sure.
Damn. Okay. Hell yeah.
Future R&B like soft tape.
Yeah. Hard. Well, everybody, at him in the comments now. Let's get that. I'm sure he watches this anyway, so he'll know. He'll know.
Tap in, Future, Pluto.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. You already kind of mentioned it, but what can we look forward to between, let's say, like now and June?
Definitely be looking forward to a tape. Some shows. I'm trying to line it up. Make sure that I can sing these songs and people can hear them. So just shows and listen out for new music because it's coming.
Oh yeah. When you get a new album coming out, you should hit me back up and we'll get you on for a tuned in episode.
Definitely.
And then for this next one, go and look straight at your camera. Tell everybody how they can find you.
You can find me on all platforms at RomeoTheSinger. Just tap in. Don't be scared. Don't act like you too big headed. Tap in. We all working. We all trying to get to the same goal, the same place. So let's just put the twos together for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you want to put on while you're on here?
Shout out Born Blessed, man. Shout out KB. Shout out Stretch. Shout out, you already know the CEO, man. You got to give love. Shout out Sauce Fredo every time. Then shout out to fam. That's lit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Now, with that being said, I've got one last question to go. But before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, the final question. And this is entirely up to your interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
But in all of music, what is an album you feel is more on the obscure side? It's a bit of a deep cut. It's one not a lot of people would know, but it's one you think everybody should know.
Music is the cure to a lot of things. Like, I feel like it's like soul saving. If music could just speak through everybody and everybody listen to music, there's no way for no hurt, harm, or danger should come to anybody. So I feel like, music is a cure to peace.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Now, that was not the question I was asking at all. But that was too cool an answer to not let you finish. So thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
But I was asking, what's an album you would recommend?
Oh.
That's a bit of a deep cut. Although you may have just made me want to modify this last question for the future.
Yeah.
Just know that might have impacted me much more than you realize. But yeah, like I said, what's just a super obscure album you think everybody should check out?
Check out Romeo the Singer, Rappers Rap Singer Sing, my first album that I ever dropped.
Yeah.
Great.
I had a hard time choosing between part 1 and part 2.
See, yeah, that's it. I'm rapping on that second half and I'm singing, full R&B on the first half. So tap into that, man.
Yeah, very like day shift, night shift.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, but usually I don't let people recommend their own music for the last one. So we're going to try one more time. Give us a deep cut album to go out on. I'm still leaving that there. Y'all should check it out if you haven't. It is really good.
I'll say Nothing Was the Same by Drake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's going to be a deep cut per se, but if you haven't checked it out, it's definitely a good one. So.
A deep cut, like what you mean?
Like one people wouldn't know, something that's a little more obscure. Yeah, like let's go into the vault. I'm just super curious to know like what the answer will be.
Okay. Listen to. I don't know what the album is called, but y'all listen to Lil Bean. Bean.
Okay.
Yeah. He from Cali. He hard. My life. He be talking.
Hell yeah. That is a super solid rack.
For sure.
All right. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up on out of here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Romeo.
And we're signing off.
Yeah.
Later, y'all.
That's a wrap. This is not a podcast. This is a show. Keep jamming.